Yeah. Yeah.
Hello everybody, Savat the Mighty here, and I'm back with another Eve Echoes video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at a ship that was gifted to me. And so my channel kind of got started off when I first reached tier 8, and I got in touch with my Oracle. So I first acquired that, and I was actually doing videos on that, and that's where I first started getting involved in the Eve Echoes community as a content creator and making videos. And I was actually following along my Oracle 1. So this ship was actually gifted to me from Valkyrie, and I really do appreciate it. It's the Oracle 2, and he already had a couple of items equipped on it and everything. I've changed things around quite drastically with it, but I just didn't have all of the resources to make it as great as I wanted to at the time being. So I did put on some of my gear on there and figured I would go ahead and check it out. I will be upgrading it over time because I really do love my oracles, and I think this one looks very amazing. The Oracle 2 and just this normal skin looks very good looking ship. And so before we get any further with this, if you do like my content, please go ahead and leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I do release new content in the future. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look and see what I did with this one. So, since I already have the long range covered on my Apocalypse, I figured I would try out a more of a up-close brawler with this guy. And so in our high slots, we have a total of 7 of those, and I am using my Centis C-type large pulse lasers. So they're all in there, giving us a total of 1,314.32 DPS. In the mid slots, I have an Upir large energy Nosferatu. I am using a Caldari Navy Stasis Webifier, and I have an Interruptive Warp Scram. My drone, I just got a Mark V Infiltrator. Should probably upgrade that at some particular point, but I just haven't. Maybe I even have one in here. Nah, I don't have anything available right now. They're all on my other ships. So there can definitely be some improvement there to have the drone do a little bit more, but well, whatever. In the low slots, I decided to go with the Gistum C-type medium micro warp drive. I have 2 Corpum C-type medium armor wrappers. Well, technically no, I have a Coryllium C-type and a Corpum C-type, one of each. I'm using a Corpus C-type adaptive armor hardener, and I have 2 Corpum C-type heat sinks. So I'm just kind of seeing how much damage this can output and really what it can do, because I had the damage rigs in here. I have a Laser Collision Accelerator 3, second Laser Collision Accelerator 3, and a Laser Burst Aerator 3. And so the damage on here, basically it's for the capacitor use on the ship. We went with 2 raw damage and just 1 accelerant. So its damage could be higher, but we wanted to make sure that we do have a little bit of cap to play with there, since I am going to be using a micro warp drive. One of the things the Oracle 2 lacks over the Oracle 1 is it is a slower ship. So the micro warp drive is going to help us move around that little bit quicker. However, an afterburner, when I put one on here, I was in the 300s. I need to adjust some of the lower slot rigs before I can do anything really amazing with it. Rigs are ridiculously expensive right now. So in my engineering rigs, it just has a bunch of semiconductor memory cell ones that are listed on here, and they came with the ship that was sent over to me. Again, I really do appreciate that. I would probably change out one of these for a navigation rig to get that more speed on here. It only does 185, so even by adding one of those, it's not going to increase the speed by too terribly much, but every little bit helps. And I don't know, maybe I'll upgrade one of the semiconductors to a higher level semiconductor. I have no clue what I'll actually do with the 3rd slot on this thing as of yet. But I figured we can take it out, have a look at it, see exactly what it's going to do and how it's going to perform. I figured we're going to over tank it a little bit here, and just to see what's going to happen there. I have the micro warp drive on there to try to get away from ships if they're a little bit faster than we are. We have an optimal range of 29.48 km with an accuracy fall-off of 6.3. So in my terms of range, we don't have any. I don't often play ships on the live account that have a very short range. All right, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and pick up a mission and jump right into that and see how this thing works out. See you guys in the mission. Here we are outside of the mission. Let's go ahead and do what we normally do. And activate the micro warp drive as well. Go into the fittings, and it looks like for our defense in here now we have 42,753. 12,433 is in our armor with an EM resistance of 61, thermal 49, kinetic 41, explosive 38. So still all not that good. For our navigation, we're moving at 862. Go ahead and kick that off. And find our encounter. And we're going to warp in at about 40. And we're going to see what this thing can do. This is with my current level of skills on the live server. So as far as damage goes, it seems to be pretty decent, but we got to be pretty close in to actually do that, which means a lot of the smaller ships we might not apply our damage too well against. It's one of the things we're going to find out and see if this is something that is going to work out or not. All right, let's lock up. Let's go ahead and focus fire that guy. He is dead. Focus fire the next. We're going to activate one of the damage heat sinks. That puts us up to 1600 DPS. Okay. So let's get rid of this guy now. I am setting approach on him. My approach is actually set at 29, so we are going to be moving away in a straight line. We are doing some hefty numbers. Let's go ahead and activate our next damage here. And he is dead. We have no target painters or anything like that on here, so really the only thing we have to worry about is if a ship does get close to us. And by close, obviously, I mean under the guns close. So let's activate this and continue to approach our destination. We'll lock up our guys. And let's focus fire. Yeah, even sitting here at the 23, we're having a bit of a hard time hitting this guy. Okay. Are we going to be able to grab him with the web anytime soon? Yeah. And there he goes. Alright, so now we can actually move back in. And it looks like this Blackbird is the next one. Now, at these ranges, we're probably not going to do any damage. But we will get there. There we go. Alright, we should be able to turn this off now. Let's get our next target all lit up. And we can actually put the bigger guys here into an orbit and we should be okay. Let's make sure that we are draining that precious energy. I think the micro warp drive is pretty good in this here. If you just use the afterburner, you're only moving at about 300, which isn't really fast enough to keep anything in a straight line that's going to come at you quick. We can keep our damage props going. just two-shot that guy. That was pretty cool. I like that. Start focus firing him. 34 is still a little bit out of our range there. Alright, let's turn this bad boy around. And activate the micro warp drive so we can zip away a little bit and let some of those smaller ships come towards us if we need to. For wave 3. Let's go ahead and start locking up those small guys. And it looks like the one that we locked last is the one that's going to be the most trouble. We can turn off the micro warp drive for now. Just let him come sailing right at us. There we go. Alright, our next one on the list here looks like it's this Condor. We're going to spin back around. Relock up everyone again. Let's turn that bad boy back on. Let's see if we can't get some shots in. Apparently not, we're still a bit too far out. There we go. Alright, moving over to the next guy, this Condor here. Or I'll evaporate him. Okay. Let's activate the micro warp drive yet again. Get ourselves a little bit into range there. One tick should be good enough. Perfect. Next, we're going to hit up our buddy there, Moa. And Moa dies in record time. Now we can move on our last friendo. It's not the button I meant to click. I did not need to repair my armor. And just slicing through that Naga shields like it's nothing. And making very short work of him as well. That's it. Cuts through missions fairly quickly. We didn't even actually get into our armor, so the tank was practically useless on here. That really makes me want to reconsider. Maybe I can get some more damage out of this thing and do even more with it and use it to run some of my regular news missions and just complete those pretty quickly. One of the cool things about this build having that afterburner though is the micro warp drive is that after you're done with the mission, you're able to just basically zip around and pick up your loot. And looting is one thing that you guys don't normally see me do too terribly much because I'm on the test server. When I'm not, I do like to pick up my loot, even though I don't all the time, especially in an apocalypse that's going to putt-putt around. But I really do enjoy my oracles, and I think they're amazing ships, and especially for just cruising around and doing a crap ton of damage. It's fun. So the tank is there if you need it. Most of the time though, if you're just destroying everything, you don't really need to have it. Would I take this ship into anything tougher than a news mission? Probably not. I don't like anything running this close with this weak of a tank, but it should be able to surprise you and do a lot more. I'll be very excited to finish getting stuff fit out with it. I might change it up a little bit. I do know the Oracle can do quite a bit of damage, as you can see here. It can pump out quite a bit, and some of this damage we can probably lower down a little bit and to make this thing a bit more tanky and get some more survivability out of it. Then it might be able to actually tank some T6 and whatnot. If we activate both of those guys at the same time, because I know I'm going to get asked, it does have 2008 DPS, and so it can pump out quite a hefty chunk with my current skill level. This ship is really awesome, especially for the purposes of I need to go clear out a mission on my break because I just got a little bit of time, and I also know that it has a tank in case I do mess up or do anything stupid, that I'm able to actually repair anything that might have happened to it. All in all, love oracles, love the different ways that they can be fit, especially the long range versions of them. They make me real happy, but I want to try to really make this thing work out in a close range fit. Right now, I think this fit would actually work out okay in a group setting where it can sit with some other people and stop some of the damage that's coming in on it. But tell me what you think. I would like to know how you would do a close range fit with this, and I'll definitely be trying it out and seeing where we can go with it, and if I can make a close range fit effective for storyline missions. Alright guys, I appreciate everything. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys in the next video.